Next up with another release, we have DJI announces the Mini 4 Pro with a new camera sensors, and they're adding Mavic features to this. Now, I think we're going to see these Mavic features. The Mavic lineup is kind of the staple lineup. If you're a professional, you buy a Mavic drone. I do think that more and more people are going to start going for the Mini. And that is because the Mini doesn't meet FAA regulations because it's 249 grams. So it does not get big enough to have to be registered. And that is a big deal, especially if you want to fly a drone. Obviously, you still need a license if you're doing professional work. But for size requirements and all of that stuff, the Mini's kind of hitting the target there. So Mini got some pretty big updates. The new version supports slow motion recording at 4K 100 FPS, up from 1080 120 from the previous gen. Now 100 FPS is kind of a weird number, but plenty good. It also will support 4K 60 HDR video for greater dynamic range. Low light performance will also get a huge gain with dual native ISO. If you didn't know, most cameras have a native ISO where the image looks the best, and dual native means that there's another point where as you're going up, the noise will drop because the sensor's meant to run at that. Pretty helpful for doing low light stuff. Not that the Mini 4, the Mini series kind of gets in a weird spot where you can get awesome features, but because the drone is meeting this weight limit, your flight time / wind ability is kind of restricted. So flying sometimes in more challenging conditions like at night or in windy conditions can get a little difficult, but still an awesome camera. So there is also a new wide angle lens accessory that will produce a super wide 100 degrees field of view that is sold separately, but it fits on just like you would twist on an ND filter under your drone, just like that. Now, much like the Mavic Air 3, the Air 3 and recent Mavic drones, DJI is also supporting 10-bit D-Log and HLG color profiles in the Mini 4 Pro. So the D-Syn-like profile that DJI has been using for a while is fine. It's not amazing. It's raw, so it's better than not raw, but this is definitely a much better way to do this. And it is a Mavic series feature that is making its way down into these lower drones. Range here is also improved, not that you ever should be flying this far away, but supporting up to 1080p at 60 FPS at distances up to 20 kilometers, so that's like 14 miles or 12 miles or something like that. While keeping the drone in visible range is still important. Signal strength, like the distance here is not what we're really caring about. Signal strength like that is what makes a huge difference. When you're flying in a downtown area, in a congested area, having that ability to have that stronger signal is a really big deal, even for flying within line of sight. It's just nice to know that you have that. Following that up, on the software front, DJI is also extending the waypoints and cruise control features to the Mini 4 Pro. So, like I said, the Mini drone is really starting to get these pro-level features, if you will, brought down to it, and that is going to make these mini drones that don't need to be registered so much more of a thought before going to the Mavic. I think the Mavic will still always take your better wind, your better, definitely still a separate product, definitely still needed, but the Mini for so many people is just becoming the drone that, why would you even look at anything else? So now, similar to the previous gen, the standard batteries will only get you 34 minutes of flight time. Now, you got to remember that you're probably going to get 20 minutes of actually flying around, depending on wind and blah, 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 because you had to take off and land, and you don't want to literally hit zero as you're landing. But the Intelligent Flight Plus batteries will achieve 45 minutes, just barely shorter than the 47 they get hit with the Mini 3 Pro. That said, this drone is a little more powerful here, so that's great to see. As a reminder, the Plus batteries will actually increase the rate to more than 249 grams, then registering you to legally... then making it safe to legally register your drone in the U.S. at least. So if you're in the market for this, the base package, which is just the drone, the controller that requires your phone, a battery, and a pair of props, and the other accessories you need to plug your drone in to charge it and to plug your thing into the controller, starts at $759. Holy crap, reading. The RC2 controller is available for $959, includes the same gear. So the RC2 is the cheaper version with a screen controller that's not like the full-on ballin' controller. And for the full flight experience, which, to be honest, if you're using this for anything other than for fun, you kind of just you want to get the Fly More combo when it comes to these drones. That'll run you at about $1,100. It includes 3 batteries, 3 propellers, the shoulder bag, 2-way charging hub, and finally you can pick up the extended flight time batteries. They replace the regular batteries in the Fly More combo plus for $1,159. So at $1,159, you probably just want to spring for that if you really want extra batteries as well. Not that you're going to use the shoulder bag or anything like that, but the charging hub is, I would say, a must if you get extra batteries. And if you're going to be already spending $1,100, the extra $60 to get, what are we talking about here? An extra 10 minutes of flight time on each battery. That's an extra half hour of flying around. That's a lot at the end of the day, and that is totally worth it. And that is available now on DJI's website and probably on other retailers by the time I got around to this. So awesome pickup. This DJI is, everyone talks about the Sky Duo or whatever the other one's called. I want to say the REO, but I don't remember if that's actually how you say it or not. But anyways, everyone talks about those ones, but DJI they own the market, man. There's just no other way around it. If you want awesome flight features, flies easy, is easy to control, all of that stuff, you're kind of looking at DJI, unfortunately.